faithful Niner Empire. What's good? You know who it is. It's your boy, Jay in the Bay. Man, I know it's only preseason. I know it's only a preseason game. It's unfortunate that the Raiders starters weren't in the game, but I mean, the Niners, they look good. The Niners were executing on all three phases of the game in the first half. The offense looked good. The defense was making stops. It was just good to see the 49ers out there. Obviously, this is the last preseason game. But, man, I was happy to see the 49ers play so well and execute. That's what I was happy about. I mean, it doesn't matter who your opponent is. You got to execute. That's what you got to do. And the 49ers definitely executed today. I have a question for you guys, the faithful. Which 49ers player impressed you the most today? That's my question for you guys. Which 49ers player impressed you the most today? And give a player on offense and then give a player on defense who impressed you today. Um, and of course, shout out to everyone watching on Jay and the Bay Facebook, Jay and the Bay YouTube channel. I appreciate all you guys' support. And let's start off with these comments. Trent in the sip. What's good? Appreciate you joining the stream, man. How was your Sunday afternoon going? Thanks for tuning in. Niner Game Podcast. What's good? Appreciate you coming through to the stream, Niner Game. I know you enjoyed the game. I know you did, that's for sure. Jesus M. What's good? Appreciate you joining the stream, Jesus. Thanks for tuning in. And I appreciate you guys hit that thumbs up button for the stream and also hit that subscribe button if you haven't subscribed to Jay in the Bay. Bob Money, what's good? Appreciate you joining the stream, Bob. Yeah, I know it's only preseason, but you look at that sideline of the 49ers players, they're definitely happy. And speaking of the game, the 49ers are up right now, 34-10, fourth quarter with 3 minutes, 19 seconds left. The Niners currently have the ball. I mean, I know it's only preseason, but it's great to see the Niners, execute. And that's what football is all about. It's all about executing the plays that are given by the head coach. That's what it's all about. The 49ers did that well. And did y'all see Jimmy Garoppolo? Y'all see Jimmy G head first run into the end zone to get a touchdown, man, like that. You saw his teammates. I mean, when the 49ers were out there, they did not take this as a preseason game. They took this as this is a real regular season game, and that's the attitude you have to have whenever you strap it on. Good luck to the Raiders. I know they didn't play their starters. Good luck to them in the season. I'm excited for the 49ers. I think this is how you want to enter the regular season, right? I know it's only preseason, Bob, but this is how you want to enter the regular season on a high. This is great momentum for the 49ers. This is a great feel-good situation for the 49ers and the coaches and the players. And I think that matters. I definitely think that matters. So for those that just tuning in, which 49ers player impressed you the most today? Let me know in them comments. Let's see. Jesus says, is Hurd in trouble to get cut? That's a great question. I mean, Hurd was definitely targeted, right? Hurd was definitely targeted in the offense. I think the first play was an end around at the goal line, I believe. He got maybe 1 or 2 yards. He did drop a few passes, but he's rusty. I mean, Hurd is rusty. He he hasn't played a game in basically 2 years. So obviously it's been a long time, and it was good to see him out there though. We'll see how he is come Monday and Tuesday. Will he be able to practice all week, or will that knee give him a setback? That'll be intriguing to see. But that's a great question. Did Jalen Hurd do enough to get a spot on the 53-man active roster? That's a great question. What do you guys think? I got two questions for you. Which 49ers player impressed you the most today? And also, did Jalen Hurd do enough to earn a roster spot on the 53-man active roster? Did he do enough? In my opinion, I don't know. I don't know. Did he do enough? I don't know, man. Did he make the most out of his opportunity? He's not perfect. Let's see how he does. I guess he's only got until Tuesday. So I guess this is it. But I would say he probably makes the roster. After today's performance, I would probably guess, because Shanahan and Lynch already are giving him every benefit of the doubt they can. And yeah, I think Hurd will probably make the 53-man active roster. Let me know what you guys think in them comments. Does Jalen Hurd make the roster after that performance today? Trent in the sip says Niners looking good. That's right. Let's see. Jesus says Hurd still needs more reps. I agree with that. Looks like Mitchell is the player that impressed Jesus most. Okay, yeah. I like Elijah Mitchell. Looking at my notes, yeah, Elijah Mitchell, he made the first special teams tackle, so that was good to see, because I thought Elijah Mitchell would be able to contribute to the 49ers in special teams and on the offensive side of the ball, because he's fast. He can be, obviously he showed he can get down the field, as fast as any one player on the 49ers. He made the tackle. He can also be used on the punt team, on the punt return, the kick return. So I definitely think Elijah Mitchell is going to make this roster. He should. I don't see why not. But it'll be between him and Hasty. So we'll see. Bob Money says Hasty. Okay. I think Hasty impressed you today. All right. Yeah, and what are the Niners going to do at the running back position? I wonder. Are they going to stick with Hasty and Mitchell on the back end, or will one of those players end up going to the practice squad? Yeah, I would be surprised. I would be surprised if Hasty and Mitchell make the active roster, because that's already 5 backs. That's Mostert, Gallman, Sermon, Hasty, and Mitchell. I would be surprised if all 5 make the active roster. I think one of those players will probably be on the practice squad. And Mitchell, he contributes in special teams. Hasty, he hasn't. At least I didn't see in the preseason. So it'll be interesting to see what Shanahan and Lynch do. Jesus says, was impressive. Yeah, Clinton Dix. He had that nice interception. And he's on the roster bubble too. Did Clinton Dix do enough to warrant a roster spot? Jaquiski Tart, he played solid. He did have to leave the game, but he came back in. So Jaquiski Tart, he's trying his hardest to make this roster as well, because I don't think there's any guarantee that Jaquiski Tart will make the roster. And we'll see what happens at the end of this game. We'll see what injuries came about of this game, because we'll see how the players are tomorrow. But yeah, that's also another battle. So we got the running back room. There's uncertainty there at the back end with Mitchell and Hasty. We got the in the secondary, the safeties. Clinton Dix and who else? The other veteran. It's Clinton Dix and why is his name escaping me? Obviously, Jimmy Ward, and it looks like Tavon Wilson will probably be the starters. Talanoa Hufanga started today. He looks solid. He's always around the ball. And then there's another safety. So it's Clinton Dix. Oh, that's right. Clinton Dix and Jaquiski Tart. I think those are the 2 players who are on the bubble of making the 53-man active roster in the secondary. But I think it's pretty much a lock. Jimmy Ward, Tavon Wilson, and Talanoa Hufanga. I think those 3 for sure will make it. And we'll see what Lynch and Shanahan do with Tart and Clinton Dix. Mike Jackson 05. What's good? Appreciate you joining the stream, man. Did you like that game? I'm loving your avatar. let's see. Jesus says, where is Banks? So Aaron Banks, the guard we drafted in the second round, he sustained a shoulder injury. I believe he sustained that in the first preseason game, I believe. And he will be evaluated week to week, but they say he should be out a few weeks. So we'll see if he's available week one. But Daniel Brunskill has that right guard position. He's the projected starter, and we'll see how Aaron Banks progresses throughout the season. Jesus also says the running backs are impressive. Absolutely. They ran behind a starting offensive line with Trent Williams was in there and Alex Mack was there. And yeah, it was good to see Mostert, man. Mostert was impressive as well. It was great to see Mostert back there in action. It had been a while since we had seen Raheem Mostert. Obviously, he doesn't need to play in any preseason games. And he has been hampered a little bit in camp with the knee and a back issue that's minor, but he looked good going up against the Raiders, and he is projected to play against week one in Detroit. So very good to see Raheem Mostert. He still has that burst. He still has that power. And, he was used a lot on that first drive with Jimmy and Trey. Used a lot. And it was just great to see him out there, and I can't wait for week one versus Detroit. Niner Game Podcast says we got to go in on those Raiders fans talking all that crap and stuff. They have, I would say, they have a valid reason. If the tables were turned and the Raiders were playing their starters and we were playing our second and third stringers, I'm sure we would feel the same way, that the game doesn't matter, because it is unfair. But I would say, and I'm not taking anything away from the Raiders. It was just good to see the 49ers execute on all three phases of the game, offense, defense, and special teams. And I wish this game would have been in the regular season. Hopefully we play the Raiders, in the regular season next year. But it was just good to see the Niners execute. That's what it comes down to. You're assigned to play. Can you execute? And Jesus brings up a great point here. He says the 2-quarterback system might work. I mean, it looked pretty good here. Granted, we are playing against lesser talent, but yeah, I mean, it looked solid to me. I thought Trey, when he came in, he did well. Obviously when Trey comes in, they're in that pistol formation or they're in the shotgun. And then there's always either a read where Trey will read the defensive end, and if the defensive end crashes down the line, then Trey will keep the ball, run out the pocket, or if he fakes the ball to the running back and the defensive end stays put, then he'll give the ball to the running back, and then the running back will run. So those plays, I think Jimmy ran one of those plays in today's game. I think it was around the goal line, I believe. I think that was the play. Wasn't that the play where he scored a touchdown? I think that was the play where he scored a touchdown, where Jimmy faked it to the running back, he held it, and he ran around, and then he ran into the end zone. I think that was that play. Huge shout out to Blue True. What's good? Hot diggity dog, Blue True. I appreciate that $25 super chat. I appreciate that. Thank you for going above and beyond to support Jay and the Bay YouTube channel. Blue True says, on the GOAT, Sir Michael Jackson's birthday. Congrats on a great team win. Niner Empire. I know the players are excited to enter the regular season with two preseason wins. Great statement. Shout out to Michael Jackson, the GOAT. And yeah, I mean, when you look at the players are obviously happy. And I think it's not only momentum, but it's just a good feeling when you win a game outright, you dominate the entire game. This got to feel good going into week one against Detroit. Now, do we need this type of victory to go into Detroit? No, but it's nice that you get it. You got to appreciate all the positive plays you can get. And I'm sure Shanahan would say it wasn't a perfect game, and it wasn't. There were some drop balls, there were a few penalties, but I think this is definitely something to build upon. I would definitely rather be the winning team than being the losing team, losing by 20 plus points. So that's for sure. Jesus says the Niners offense is in sync. Exactly. And Ayuk didn't play. I don't think Debo played either. Yeah, Ayuk didn't play. Debo didn't play. I mean, it was pretty much the receivers were pretty much Trent Sherfield, Jennings, Sanu, and Hurd. Those were pretty much the receivers. I saw Kittle out there. Kittle looked good. He made a nice catch. It was good to see Kittle out there. Fred Warner looked good. The defense got a 3 and out on the first drive for the Raiders, so that was good to see. And yeah, I mean, I'm primed. I'm ready to go for week 1 against them good old Detroit Lions, man. Jesus says Hurd needs reps to get used to playing football after 2 years inactive. Absolutely. So yeah, I guess, and Monica mentioned earlier in my pregame stream that there's no doubt Hurd would make the team, and she's probably right. Damian Lee, what's good? Appreciate you coming through to the stream, D. He says, is that bus seat next to Richie James open because Jalen Hurd can sit next to him? That's pretty good, D. So clearly Jalen Hurd did not make an impression on Damian Lee. I would say, was I impressed with what I saw from Jalen Hurd? Was I impressed? I mean, for a guy who hasn't played in 2 years, I guess that's impressive, right? That he actually played. He made some catches, he dropped some balls, but he's rusty. He hasn't played in 2 years. So what I would say this, I was not ecstatic what I saw from Hurd. I think it's a nice start. But does that warrant a roster spot? I don't know. It was encouraging to see Hurd on the field and being productive. Absolutely. But does that warrant a roster spot? I guess we'll see what Shanahan and Lynch decide. But, it was encouraging. It wasn't spectacular, but it was encouraging. What's good? Mike Chavez, thanks for tuning in to the stream. He says hashtag Castro Niners. Man, I appreciate you joining the stream, man. Thanks for tuning in on Facebook. And shout out to everyone on Jay and the Bay Facebook page, Jay and the Bay YouTube channel, and the Spotlight Sports Network Facebook page. Shout out to you guys for tuning in. Jesus gives his prediction on Jalen Hurd possibly making the roster. I say no on Hurd. Not impressive. He's rusty, but keep on the practice squad. Now, that's a great point. I mentioned the same point in my live stream earlier, before the game. And I said, how about we put, Jalen Hurd on the practice squad? Or actually, no. I said we could put him on the PUP list, depending upon how his body reacts to the game today. So we'll see during the week. If he can't practice consistently, maybe it's in the Niners' best interest to put Hurd maybe on the PUP list. That's the physically unable to perform list. He would be out for the first 6 weeks of the season, and then we can reevaluate Hurd then. I think that would be a good option. But we'll see. Let's see how Hurd, he looked. It was good to see him out there today. Now let's see how he practices. Can he practice every day? Will there be a setback? Let's continue to evaluate. Now I know the Niners need to make a decision. I mean, I'm sure the Niners have already made decisions on a lot of players. The Niners and other NFL teams have to decrease their roster from 80 players to 53 players this Tuesday in 2 days. So that's a lot of players, but I would imagine they have a lot of people already. They already know who they're going to cut. I have a feeling, at least most of the players. Damian Lee says Mitchell will become the next Raheem Mostert. He's definitely got the speed. He definitely has the speed, and that's definitely will be something that Shanahan will value from a running back standpoint. That's for sure. Yeah, I think that'll be a nice trio in the backfield, right? You got Trey Lance. He'll be starting, and this is obviously in the future, like maybe next year or in the future. You'll have Trey Lance, you'll have Trey Sermon, and then you'll have Elijah Mitchell. I think that's a good 3-man I think that's a good 3-man formation that the Niners will definitely use in the future. And I'm definitely excited for that. And then, of course, you got Kittle, you got Ayuk, and then you got Debo. So I think that's a pretty good offense. Crisco's Country Life, what's good? Appreciate you joining the stream, man. Hopefully you staying safe down in Louisiana, man. And thanks for tuning into the stream. As you can see, we are excited about our 49ers. We know it's just a preseason game. The outcome does not matter. It does not contribute to the win or loss column, but it's good to see the team execute. That's what it's all about. The team executed, and I think they can have a repeat performance like this against Detroit. Hey Zeus, he says, why Gutierrez not playing? Yeah, that's a great question. And Jesus is referring to offensive lineman Alfredo Gutierrez. He's part of the International Pathway Player Program, born in Mexico. That's a good question. I'm not sure why Gutierrez has not had any snaps in the preseason. I don't know. You know, they say that he's a raw player. Hopefully he can stay on the practice squad. I think during the broadcast today, I think they were saying that the Niners can have 16 players on the practice squad. And so I think hopefully Gutierrez will get an opportunity to get on the practice squad. And out of those 16, I think only 4 of those players are protected, meaning if a player's on the practice squad and they're not protected, that means another NFL team can sign them to their roster. Corey Davis, what's good? Appreciate you joining the stream, KD. So KD says that the Niner or that Jermichael Hasty impressed the most. Okay, I could agree with that. Yeah, that's another name I was going to mention. Jesus Harris. So Marcel Harris, the converted, he played safety last year, converted to linebacker this year. He looked good. Like he's got speed for a linebacker. He's flying around the field, and I think he'll be a good backup linebacker for sure. Payo Tom, what's good? Appreciate you joining the stream, Payo. He says, hey, Jay, hope you are well. Hardest working man in the StreamYard, rocking it. Hit that like button. you the hardest working man, Payo Tom. But, yeah, I appreciate you guys hitting that like button and, supporting Jay in the Bay. So another question for those who haven't answered, you could answer which 49ers player impressed you the most today. Let me add to that. I'm going to say, did Jalen Hurd do enough to make the roster? I think those are big questions coming out of today. Also, with the 49ers, will they keep all of the defensive linemen? Will they keep 10 or 11 defensive linemen? I think that's also a great question as well. I have a feeling Jalen Hurd did do enough today. I wouldn't be surprised. I would be more surprised if he gets cut, I would say. Jesus says, are you going to Niners games? Probably not this year. I did go to the Dwight Clark practice that was held inside Levi Stadium. That was pretty fun. I definitely want to do that again. It was cool to see the players up close and be in the stadium, be close to the field. And, you're paying like $10 a ticket, so you can't really beat that. But probably not this year. Are you going to any games this year, Jesus? Let me know in them comments. Let's see, John. What's good? Thanks for tuning in to the stream, John. Has Sherfield locked down the third wide receiver position, you think? I would say so. Yeah, I think Sherfield, huge surprise coming out, coming from Arizona, a free agent signing. I think Sherfield has locked down the third wide receiver position. I think he definitely looked good with Trey. Let's see if he can develop a rapport with Jimmy. But I think the 49ers, now keep in mind that third wide receiver position, they also want a player who can block. I don't know from Jennings, Sanu, and Sherfield who's the best blocking wide receiver. I'm not sure, but I think if those 3 guys can contribute, if they can replace what Kendrick Bourne did last year as far as catches and production and blocking, I think we're good with the combination of Sherfield, Jennings, and Sanu. I think we're good. And then, how many wide receivers will the 49ers keep on the active 53-man roster? I think it seems like Jalen Hurts is going to be on the team. I would be surprised if he got cut. And then maybe they'll keep one other receiver, maybe Simba Webster, or Travis Benjamin, or River Craycraft. So there's a lot of options because, especially with Richie James getting cut, he was the main special team guy. And in this game, I think it was it was Travis Benjamin and Simba Webster doing a lot of the returns, and I think that will continue in the regular season. So at least one of those guys, Benjamin or Simba Webster, will probably make the active roster. Damian Lee says the front line defense impressed me. Yeah, it was good to see Kinlaw out there. Samson was out there. I'm trying to remember. I think Armstead was out there. Yeah, Armstead was out there. Definitely good to see them out there. Before the game, I believe Jay Mouse had mentioned that Verrett, Mosley, and K'Waun Williams weren't going to be playing. Those are our three, starting corners, our three best corners. And I was wondering, I was like, well, who's gonna start at corner? Are they really going to start the two rookies, at cornerback in the final preseason game? And that's exactly what they did. Lenore was out there. Ambry Thomas was out there. I think they look solid. There was one play I noticed with Lenore where he allowed a catch, and I think that was his first catch of the preseason. But he was running with the receiver stride for stride, which was great, but he just didn't get his eyes on the ball. He didn't look back for the ball or at least if you don't look back for the ball, when the receiver goes up for the ball, you attack the receiver's hand so they can't catch it, But that was one thing I noticed with Lenore, but I think they look solid. Jay says, what's happened to the Faders fans? They're saying the game doesn't matter. It's preseason. Their starters weren't playing. But, to each his own. Obviously, if we were in that situation, I would probably say the same thing. Our starters weren't in. But it was just good. And I'm not saying the Niners are that like this game proves that the Niners are better than Raiders. I'm not saying that. I feel that way. I felt that way before the game, but this game does not prove that because it wasn't an even matchup. That's why I wish we would have played in the regular season. But honestly, let's be real faithful. The Raiders are not a relevant franchise. I mean, that's just point blank. They haven't been to the Super Bowl, since I got my first cell phone, like in the early 2000s, So it's been a while since they've been a relevant franchise. I don't even remember the last time they won a playoff game. I don't even remember. And we've been to two Super Bowls, since 2000. I don't think we should really compare ourselves to the Raiders. It's not really, I just think I'm sure y'all think so as well. We're just a better franchise top to bottom than the Raiders, better team. But unfortunately today didn't improve that because, the game didn't really matter. But I think it's great for the 49ers rapport. It's great for morale. And hopefully this will lead to an even bigger victory week 1 versus Detroit. John says our D-line is deep too, definitely balled out. Absolutely. And that's why I think the D-line will probably have at least 10 players on that defensive line, at least. We also have to keep in mind that D Ford and Nick Bosa snaps will be limited, I would say, in the first month at least. There's no way they're going to be playing 100% of the snaps. So we have to have players. So like Arden Key, Armstead, Kinlaw, DJ Jones, Street, Givens, Zach Kerr, Maurice Hurst. I think Yarbo had a sack today. That was nice to see off the edge. And Samson as well. So it's going to be a collaborative effort for sure on that defensive line. Tanya Sayal, what's good? Appreciate you joining the stream. Thanks for tuning in. Hopefully you're having a great Sunday. John says Debo played a bit. He made a catch, I believe. Okay. Maybe he only played on the first drive. Maybe that's what it was. Niner Faithful, what's good? Appreciate you tuning into the stream. He says Debo played the first few plays, but don't think Ayuk played at all. Yeah, Ayuk was held out. He has a minor hamstring injury, but Ayuk is scheduled to play in the week 1 against Detroit. I guess Debo, he played a few plays on the first drive, and then he was quickly removed. So that's good to hear. Kurt the Chameleon, what's good? Appreciate you joining the stream, Kurt. He says, never knew this pod existed. Nice. Let's go Niners. How about that defense, guys? Looking tough. Yeah, I appreciate you joining the stream. That's how I greet everyone here. I say, what's good? And yeah, go ahead and tell your friends and family about Jay and the Bay. I appreciate you liking and subscribing to Jay and the Bay YouTube channel. And yeah, the defense looked great. And I can't wait to see this defense, I think every starter should be playing, week 1 against Detroit. So we'll see the real thing versus Detroit. And we'll be able to face off against a familiar foe in Jared Goff again, Jesus says, Niners can't have players learning on the job in the regular season. Example, Hurd, Warner, etc. That's a great point you mentioned about Hurd and Warner. So, for instance, with Warner, the tight end, what are the 49ers going to do with the tight end? Obviously, Kittle's a lock. And then you have Ross Dwelly, who most likely will make the 53-man active roster. You got Warner, you got Michael Pruitt, and then you have Jordan, what's his name? Not Jordan Webster. His name is escaping me, but the wide receiver converted tight end. I don't know why I can't remember his last name, but used to play for the Eagles. But I wish we could see him and Kittle. I think they would be a great tandem at the tight end from a receiving standpoint. But I don't think the Niners will be keeping 5 tight ends. So 1 or 2 of those players will probably be gone. Damian Lee says Deshaun Watson is going to the Dolphins. Is that trade official, D? That's what I heard. I heard that the Dolphins might try to get Deshaun Watson. Huh? Oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't know if that trade went through. But yeah, and it looks like there is some spam in the chat, and definitely don't agree with what they're saying. So I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna remove that for sure. Definitely don't agree with that. So yeah, I took that off. Definitely don't agree with that. But yeah, I hadn't heard about Deshaun Watson going to the Dolphins, but yeah, I hear that might happen though. So we'll see in the next coming days. Jerome 43100, what's good? Appreciate you joining the stream, Jerome. He says Trey is a problem. Teams hope that Jimmy G play. I mean, but that's why we drafted him, Jerome. That's why we drafted Trey. He's going to be obviously he's a dual threat, very dynamic in the pocket at quarterback. It's cool to see him on those read option plays. In the pistol formation, will he hand the ball off? Will he run it? Will he throw it? He's definitely exciting to see. And but I think we good with Jimmy G. I mean, Jerome, how did Jimmy G look to you today? How did Jimmy G look to you today, Jerome? Let me know in them comments, man. Jimmy G was looking good, man. Jimmy G laid it all on the line, man. You saw it, Jerome. Man, he laid it all on the line in a preseason game. I mean, that was like John Elway in the Super Bowl, man. I think John Elway actually jumped into the end zone, and Jimmy kind of, just ran in there and just bulldozed his way in there, man. So that was great to see. And you saw how the offensive players that were with Jimmy on the field on that play, they were giving him a high five, man. They were saying, yeah, man, good job. Like Jimmy's laying it all on the line. It's great to see when athletes do that. And I'm glad my quarterback, Jimmy G, is giving it his all, and I think all 49ers fans should love that. But at the end of the day, regardless who starts, Trey or Jimmy, if Jimmy is successful, the 49ers should win games. Same goes with Trey. So whoever is successful at the quarterback position, I think that the Niners will be winning games. And yeah, as long as the Niners win games, I'm happy. G-Rod, what's good? G-Rod says Hasty is a beast, so fast. Yeah, he is fast. And he's tough to bring down. And that'll be we will have a great running back room regardless with whether Shanahan stick with all 5 running backs or if one of them goes to the practice squad. Jerome 43-100 says Trey present on offense is impressive. It is. He is very impressive when he's in there. The defense doesn't know what to do. So, and I think at least for this game, the 2 quarterback system, it looks solid. I think it looks solid. Jay Mouse, what's good? Appreciate you coming through to the stream, Jay. He says Jalen Hurd is going to get cut. He had 2 drops. All right. So I think, yeah, I mean, I respect what you're saying, man. But I think that Shanahan and Lynch are going to give Jalen Hurd every chance he can get to make the 53-man active roster. And Jay, we got to remember, Hurd hasn't played in 2 years, so he is rusty. So we definitely have to give him some sort of benefit of the doubt. If it was my decision, I don't know if I would keep Hurd. It all depends on who you plan on cutting. I know Hurd is a young guy, experienced 2 lost seasons due to injuries. The potential is there, but can he put it together? Let's see. Worst case scenario, he could be put on the practice squad as a protective player or maybe on the PUP list if the 49ers still aren't sure, G-Rod, Lance needs to get those high throws down. Yeah. And he and those are mistakes that a rookie will make. Sometimes Jimmy does the same mistakes as well. But I thought Jimmy today looked crisp. He looked good. Made some nice throws, especially to Trent Sherfield. That's something that Lance will work with. I don't know. I would have to look at the replays. I don't know if it's mechanics or is it the pass rush that's coming to Trey Lance and he hurries to throw. I'm not sure. I'd have to look at the film. But you're right. Lance does need to get those high throws down. Elder, what's good? Appreciate you joining the stream, watching on Facebook. They say my best friend now has to wear one of my 49ers jerseys to the Jacksonville game. He's a Raiders fan for life. Just glad we won because I did not want to wear a Raiders jersey. That's pretty funny. I'm glad you won that bet as well. Robert V. Joseph. What's good? Appreciate you joining the stream, Rob. Hopefully you're enjoying the show. Talanoa Hufanga is very impressive, super instinctive, and physical. He reminds me of his mentor, a young Troy Polamalu. Now, I don't like comparing Hufanga to Polamalu because Polamalu is a Hall of Fame player. I don't want us to put those expectations on him, but it's cool. They both went to SC. He is being mentored by Polamalu. I definitely respect that. And yeah, I don't understand why Hufanga lasted until the 5th round. He looks like maybe not a first-round pick, but easily a 2nd or 3rd round pick. But I'm definitely glad my Niners got him. Lynch does an excellent job in the 5th round of drafts. We've seen it time and time again. Kittle, Greenlaw, Hufanga, Jalen Moore. It's like he does an excellent job in the 5th round. But yeah, I definitely agree with your assessment of Hufanga. There's just certain things like it's hard to teach. Like he's just always around the football, whether it's on special teams, whether he's making a big hit on defense. And that's another great thing. He loves to hit. He's definitely not afraid of contact. G-Rod says Sherfield is fire. He's been killing it. He's got sure hands. Absolutely. And Jennings made up for that catch. But I was telling someone, I was like, Jennings, he has to, especially on the goal line and short yardage, you can't be trying to catch the ball like this. You can't catch the ball like that. You got to catch the ball with your hands. And I know Jennings knows that, but for some reason he opted try to catch the ball like this. You can't catch the ball like that, especially with Trey Lance throwing it, where supposedly he throws it a lot harder than Jimmy G. You got to catch that ball with your hands, and he did that. I think it was the next drive. Yeah, I think he did that the next drive. He ran like a post pattern, and he caught a nice throw from Trey Lance. Shay Martinez, what's good? He says, Hasty and Mitchell were getting the job done. Absolutely, they were. Shay Martinez says Hurd and Sermon weren't too impressive. Yeah, Hurd has some drop balls, but it's almost just a major achievement for Hurd just to get on the field, be active, actually play. We'll see how his recovery is tomorrow and Tuesday. And Sermon, he didn't look great, but we'll see what he does in the regular season. Obviously, Mostert and Hasty look great. I don't think Gallman played today. I guess he was given the day off. And then with Hurd, he hasn't played in 2 years. He was a little rusty. John Moreland, what's good? Appreciate you joining the stream, John. How's your Sunday going? He says, heading into the regular season, how are you feeling about your squad? Are you expecting a return to 2019 when y'all made the Super Bowl? Or is there more work to be done to get back to that point? Excellent question. I'm feeling really good about the 49ers. I think, honestly, the quarterback position is the least of the worries because I think we have a competent quarterback in Jimmy G. The right guard position is a little concerning with Brunskill. Hopefully he can hold up for the entire year. And I think, unfortunately, I have to say it kind of depends on health. If our offensive line can stay healthy, protect Jimmy, and create holes in the running game, I think we'll be good. And I think the game plan today is what we're going to run. We want to run the ball, 30, 35 times a game with multiple running backs, and then play good defense and limit the opposing offense's chances on offense to score. As far as a return to 2019, I don't know. I don't know if we will go to the Super Bowl this year. I think we will definitely make the playoffs, and then we'll see what happens then. But I think we're definitely heading into the season on a high note, which is great. And hopefully we can continue executing, against Detroit. But great question, John. CG Ruthless Sports, what's good? Appreciate you joining the stream, CG. Let's see. He says, Clinton Dix could be the insurance policy for Tart. Yeah. I don't know if Tart if he can last. He looked solid today. It was good to see him out there, but I don't know if he'll last. We'll see. But Clinton Dix, he looked solid. He had an interception today. Good to see that. And how many safeties will the Niners keep? Tavon Wilson, Jimmy Ward are the projected starters. And then, could DeMeco Ryans, our defensive coordinator, use 3 safeties at any given time? That could be an option as well. Let's see. CG Ruthless says Greg Papa announced the interception of Clinton Dix was hilarious. Yeah, and then his partner said, ha ha ha. That was pretty funny. I can't lie. That was pretty funny. John Moreland says the last time the Raiders won a playoff game, the opposing quarterback, running back, head coach was McNair, George, and Fisher. One of them is dead now. The other 2 been out the league at minimum 5 years. LOL, basically Raiders been trashed. That's correct. The Raiders, and that was my point. The Raiders haven't really been relevant since like the early 2000s. That was a long time ago. So then as Niner fans, we can't really compare ourselves to the Raiders. It's not really a comparison. We've been to the Super Bowl twice in the last 10 years. We've had successful playoff runs. So there really is no comparison. Just if you look at, in general, the entire franchise, you look at Niners and Raiders, ain't no comparison. Only comparison was we played the same sport and we in the Bay Area. But other than that, really is no comparison. Let's see. I appreciate you guys letting me know about the troll. I appreciate that. J.A. Aguayo, what's good? Appreciate you joining the stream, J.A. He says, what's good, Jay in the Bay? Great game for the Niner Empire. Total domination, great game plan, and great execution. Absolutely. And that's what it's all about. Obviously, we can't determine if the Raiders play their ones or they play their twos or whatever. That's out of our control. What we can control is how we execute the game plan. And obviously, Kyle Shanahan wrote up a great game plan, and we executed. That's what it comes down to. And this could be, a great, this could be a great way. I think this is a great way to go into Week 1 against Detroit on a high note. The players on the sideline were happy. They didn't care it was a preseason game. They just cared that they, were playing up to their potential. So, let's see. John says, you've made it when you got trolls in your comments on your live stream. Good job, fam. Thank you. CG says, I get plenty of those. I appreciate you coming through, Jay. He says, got to go. Have a good one. I appreciate you coming through. G-Rod. Jimmy definitely needs to start. I would agree with that. Jerome says Jimmy played good. Absolutely, he did. Let's see. Shay said Jimmy G put points on the board. Yep, and that was one of my like keys to the game or things I wanted to see. I wanted to see if Jimmy G could lead a touchdown drive. Granted, Trey came in, but and Raheem Mostert led a lot of that drive with running the ball, but Jimmy made some nice throws, and Jimmy was able to, get a touchdown, and that's what I wanted to see. Young Hitter, what's good? Appreciate you joining the stream, Young Hitter. Jay Aguayo says, Hurd dropped some balls, but then he made some good plays. It's hard to tell from one preseason game. Yeah, that's all we can judge off. He played against Dallas in 2019, had 2 touchdown catches, and then he played today. And, he had some drops, but he's rusty, I agree with Shay. The special teams looks alive now. Exactly, with the addition of Elijah Mitchell. Hopefully we can bring back Simba Webster. Can we keep Travis Benjamin as well? Talanoa Hufanga will be excellent on the special teams. So, yeah, and if special teams continues to play well, and it'll definitely change the field position, that's for sure. And that'll make it easier on the offense. That's a name I haven't heard in a while. Mike Allstott. I remember him, man. Yeah, Mike Allstott, one of the great Tampa Bay Buccaneers players of all time. G-Rod says Jimmy looked like Mike Allstott bulldozing himself into the end zone for the score head first. He made a statement. Absolutely, he did. Jimmy G is here to stay. That's what he said. I was thinking, what are you doing, Jimmy? I was definitely surprised he did that. But, I mean, man, yeah, I was surprised by that. But it showed the heart that Jimmy G has. He could have easily threw the ball out of bounds. Or I don't know, but it was great that he did that, and I think it proved something maybe to the players and the coaches. So Jerome 43100 says Jimmy and Trey going in and out will not develop consistent play in the regular season. That is a downside to bringing in a quarterback and not. I would agree. I would rather just have Jimmy play 100% of the snaps, or maybe have maybe Trey start a series and play an entire series, especially if we're up multiple touchdowns. But I think we should just stick with Jimmy G and have him play 100% of the snaps. But that's just my thoughts. Shay says he's more concerned about handoffs than passes. Yeah, that was when I don't know whose fault that was, where Trey, I think they were in pistol formation. Elijah Mitchell was behind Trey. Trey took the snap, and Trey went to his right and to hand the ball off, and then Mitchell went to his left. So I don't know whose fault that was, but I'm sure they'll get that corrected. I appreciate the heads up, CG. Let's see. Corey Davis, what's good? He says the 49ers running back Gilman did play in the fourth quarter. Okay, he did play. Okay. Let's see. Caden Jenkins, what's good? Appreciate you joining the stream, Caden. Thanks for tuning in. Young Hitter says, really good game. Our empire took out their nation. Exactly. I like how you put that. Exactly, man. Robert V. Joseph says, Jay, do you expect to be the final? Who do you expect to be the final 8 to 90 lineman? Willis is looking solid, but going to be suspended for the first 6 weeks. All right, so let's count it out. Let's start from the ends and we'll go inside. So D4, Nick Bosa, Samson, Armstead, Arden Key. So we're already 5. Kinlaw, DJ Jones, I think Street, Givens, Kerr, and Hurst. I believe Hurst is hurt. I think he has a high ankle sprain, so he might be out like a month or so, or maybe longer. And then you have players like Eddie Yarbo. I don't know if he'll make it over the 9 I just mentioned. But yeah, I think those will be at least 9, and maybe the Niners will keep 10 or 11. But I think those will be at least 9 defensive linemen. But great question. Enjoy my world. What's good? Appreciate you joining the stream. Enjoy my world. Hopefully your Sunday afternoon is going well. She says, what's good? I've been in here just moving around. I dig it. And I appreciate everyone coming through to the stream. I just wanted to hop on, talk about the Niners. Definitely looking forward to, obviously, week 1 against Detroit. Can't wait. Also, I will be having a live stream tomorrow night, 7:30 p.m. Pacific time with Bashar, who represents 49er Minded. Make sure you guys check him out if you haven't. Just look up 49er Minded on YouTube and check him out. He will be on my show tomorrow, 7:30 p.m. We'll talk about, I guess I'll get his thoughts on, the 49ers' latest news, what he thought of the 49ers and Raiders game, and probably we'll do a little bit of projections of the 53-man active roster, who's in, who's out. For those that didn't answer the question and you just arrived, do you think that Jalen Hurd did enough to make the 53-man active roster? Let me know in the comments section. Do you think Jalen Hurd did enough to make the 53-man active roster? For those who haven't answered. And shout out to everyone watching Jay in the Bay Facebook page, Jay in the Bay YouTube, and also the Spotlight Sports Network Facebook page. I appreciate all the support for Jay in the Bay. Got to give a huge shout out everyone in the chat, and especially CG Ruthless, and I think, and of course Blue True for the super chats. I appreciate that. And also everyone conversing with me in the chat. Shout out to the new people that were in the chat today, like Kurt the Chameleon, Elder, Robert. Let's see, John. I think John. I think you wrote a comment before, but I appreciate you coming to the stream. Tommy Huxley, what's good? Appreciate you joining the stream, Tommy. He says is making the team. Hassan, are you who are you talking about? You talking about Clinton Dix? Who you talking about, man? Let me know in them comments. But yeah, shout out to all the new people that came through. I'm just scrolling back up to see if I missed anyone. Jesus, I appreciate your contributions as well. First time joining Jay and the Bay YouTube channel. I appreciate you. Hopefully you come back. And Mike Chavez, thanks for tuning in. Mike Jackson, appreciate you tuning in. Those are the new people. And of course, I appreciate everyone else's contributions to the stream tonight. Let's see. Robert says, oh, okay. Tommy Huck says that's his real name. I didn't know that, Hashan. So I guess he just goes by ha. That's good to know, Tommy. Yeah, I think he makes the team because I don't know if Tart can last. And as someone mentioned earlier in the stream, haha could be Tart's insurance policy. So Robert says, appreciate you, fam. I think Hurd makes it if we only keep 3 tight ends. Yeah, I mean, I don't imagine the Niners keeping more than 3. I mean, really? You want more than 3 tight ends? I mean, maybe that's not too far fetched because the Niners use a lot of two tight end sets, and if one player gets hurt, then you'll have another tight end. And also, it's always good to have depth at the tight end position, especially with you know Kittle, because sometimes he gets hurt. So it's always good to have depth. Let's see. G Rod says, tough question. I do like Lance, but in your opinion, do you think at this point we can justify giving up 3 first-round picks for him? That's a hefty price. I mean, I think so. What I've seen from Trey, he's looked good. Like, let's be real. If the Niners didn't have Jimmy and the Niners weren't looking to be a playoff team this year, let's say if the Niners were the Jets or Jags, I think Trey would probably just start. I think he would start. I don't think Jimmy would be on the team. But yeah, I think that was a good decision to move up for Trey. Let's see. JAA says we have to keep 11 defensive linemen: Armstead, DJ Jones, Kinlaw, Bosa, Ford, Sampson, Arden, Key, Kerr, Street, Gibbons, and Hurst. Remember, 17 games this year. Yeah. And I think it's going to be great to have a lot of players we can rotate in and out. We have to continue to have a fresh defensive line. That way, especially with Ford and with Bosa probably not playing 100% of the snaps, at least for the first month of the season, it's going to be great to have another group of rotation guys. And that doesn't include Jordan Willis, who's suspended for the first 6 weeks of this season. So he'll be back, in week 7. He will definitely have fresh legs, so he'll be ready. But I appreciate everyone coming through. I didn't want to stay on too long, but I appreciate everyone coming through, conversing with me. Hopefully, I'll see you guys tomorrow night in the stream. Well, I will pick the brain of 49er Minded and see what he thought about the game, see what he thought about the 53-man active roster, and also the latest 49er news. So hopefully everyone has a good night. Thanks for tuning in to Jay and the Bay YouTube channel. Have a good night. Have a good work week tomorrow. Stay safe. And let's see. Hold on. Let's see. Corey Davis says, no, he did not. Not sure who you're referring to. G-Rod says Tart looked like he was limping when he came off the field. Yeah, Tart did limp off the field, but I think he came back in the game, I believe. Yeah, he came back in the game. Let's see what Corey Davis was referring to. J.A. says, we will see you later. You be blessed. Same to you, J.A. Guayo. I appreciate that, man. Same to you. I'm glad you guys enjoyed the stream. Make sure you hit the like button before you head on out if you have it, and make sure you subscribe to Jay and the Bay. And shout out to everyone watching Jay and the Bay Facebook and Jay and the Bay YouTube channel. And hopefully you guys have a good night, good rest of your weekend, have a good work week. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for tuning in to your boy, Jay in the Bay. See you guys in the next one.